Hi everyone, welcome to WW Designs. My name is Nikki and on this channel I share my love of paper crafting. Today it's December daily flip through and quite honestly I would be lying if I said I really enjoyed this year's December experience. Apart from work and social activities that gave me very little time to actually do the prompts, so I've had to do some catching up just over the last few days. Some of the prompts literally did my head in, but I managed to find a solution for all of them and I thought I would show you what I got up to. I did plan to film all of my entries, but I ended up doing them in little bits and pieces and honestly it just wasn't worth it, nor did I have the time. So here we go. Now I have three little cute things hanging off here. I was lucky, I joined the official December Facebook group where a lot of us organise swap partners. I got sent a gorgeous selection of goodies to play with, and in the parcel were these three things. There's this cute little tag which was sort of just like a gift card. Then there was this one, which I thought was really cute, just a little something for someone very special. And it has a little bead attached to it and a little bit of eyelash trim. And of course, there was this little Effie. This is the only Effie you will see in my pages because it just sort of didn't vibe with me 100%. But he is cute and he deserves his little spot at the front here. I did do a video on how I made my journal. Very, very simple. This is just a collaged cover. And what I'm going to do is actually take this cover off so that I have the prompts handy, because some of them, honestly, I have forgotten. So I thought I would pop that up there. The opening video where they did the doors and things, I didn't participate in that. I sort of missed that and then went, oh, guess what? It's okay. So the very first prompt was a butterfly and three torn things. I started off with a piece of paper. I tore the edge, inked around it, put a bit of a stamp up on here just because I felt that was a bit blank. Then this was one of the beautiful bits I received in my swap and I thought it looked like a garden path. And I then created this little pot with torn pieces of paper. There is a third one up here, but that ended up getting hidden by the flowers. But that's how I created my little pot. And then I stamped on some book pages, just cut out around them. These little leaves were also on a piece that I got in the swap. So I've cut those out and popped them on, just added a little half tag there, put the word fly on it, and then I had this cute butterfly in my stash. And I sort of just thought it all went nicely together because there's hints of rose gold sort of all through that. So I was very happy with that one. Thought, okay, we're doing good here. Let's move on. Then the next one was salvaged birds. At the beginning of the month in December, I started going through my ridiculously large magazine collection and I found these two birds. Then I had some little brown scraps. I cut it all into tiny little strips and made a little nest. I found a little egg in one of those magazines. I just stenciled down some leaves to create a background, and then found this frame in my stash, another scrap and a little sticker with the word home on it. And so that was the second one. Then the next one was Selfie in a bubble. If any of you have been around here for a while, you will know that my greatest love in life is the ocean, and that I'm pretty sure I should have been born a mermaid. So my selfie is of a mermaid. I have this beautiful piece from one of the latest Stamperia collections, including this gorgeous shark. Just put it onto a piece of cardstock, and I should have been born a mermaid. Just stamped that out and inked around the edges. a few little sequins floating around in there too. And I thought that was perfect for Selfie in a bubble for me. Then the next one was clocks and wings. In my magazine Harvesting, I found this delightful owl, and this clock was all part of an ad. They were not together, but I cut it out and then made it look as though Mr. Owl has come down to pick up the clock and is flying away with it. And I did make a little tuck spot out of that. And seeing it's Christmas time and we're going to lots of parties, I did a cute little cheers journal card. And time flies when you are having fun. I actually did go to a party that night, which was fabulous. And then I found this other little half a clock with another little birdie in my stash from a magazine, and just decided to add it down there because that was just looking a little bit blank. So that was that one. So up until now, I'm having fun. This is all working out very nicely. I just was a couple of days behind, but was sort of keeping up with the program. Then I loved this one. This is Halloween Meets Christmas. One of my favorite Facebook groups. She gives us the most delightful printables to use. If I remember, I will link it down below. This was a Halloween one, but of course it's in a style of a Christmas stocking. So I printed that onto cardstock, cut it out, added glitter around the edge because I found it got a little bit lost because I made the background so bold. This was the piece of scrap that I had as my starting page. Added a few Christmas trees, but kept them dark, but not too dark. Added some nice pretty little gold things and some stars. And I've just put this on a little star brad. So again, was very happy with that one. Loved how that turned out. Then the next one, we're still got a bit of Christmas vibe going here. And this is for kintsugi houses. I didn't want to do a house and put gold leaf repair on it. I just sort of didn't vibe with that. But I thought, look, we've got Grandma's favourite bowl that had a crack in it and it has been repaired. And it's inside, there's Christmas lights, cute wreath and a tree. And then I just put a heap of little gingerbread pieces. They can even be little journaling cards if you like. But that's how I filled up my bowl. So that's that one. Then the next one is a magical creature. Had these very cute doors in my stash, and I wanted to do something a little bit mystical, and voila, had this gorgeous picture of a dragon's eye that I've had in my stash, never ever found an opportunity to use it. And of course, Ms. Dragon is in her cave guarding her jewels. So again, went through all the magazines, cut out lots of lovely bling and popped it down there. And that's how that one turned out. So I was very happy with that. Then the next one, well, mushroom robots. I was I couldn't come up with something for this, but I found this image of a robot and I went, oh my dear Lord, thank you, we have a solution. So we've just got a bit of a mixed media background here, sort of to represent being out in a forest where you would often find mushrooms. And then I gave my robot a little mushroom hat. So that counts as mushroom robot if you ask me. So all good there. Then the next one was plaid and polka dots, please touch. So again, we're in Christmas party vibe here. There is a piece of paper, which was one of the pieces I put in this journal when I first made it, that is black and white plaid. I also got some gold and silver ink and stamped with a plaid pattern stamp down. It didn't come out quite as bling as I would have liked, but that's okay. These gorgeous little circles were stamped onto tissue and they were in that swap that I did. Then I die cut out a cocktail glass and I've put all sorts of polka dots, so to speak. They're all round and they're all dots and they're all lumpy bumpy, and that's my little cocktail. So that's that one done. Then Nature's Treasure. Well, of course, I had to go for something ocean themed because that's my happy version of nature. This piece of paper started off white, but as you can see, it already had these bits sewn on it. I didn't do that. I got the paper like this. So I just got some distress ink and turned it all blue, added a couple of little bits. I created a pocket out of a variety of bits that I've had. These are just die cuts from various collections of different seaweeds and things. Of course, added a little seahorse and a starfish, and then some of the not so friendly creatures that live down in the deep. But I found these in a book that I bought at an op shop, so I just cut them out, backed them onto cardstock, and they're my little friends. So that was Nature's Treasure. Next one, this one here, and Recycled Fairy. I went, oh, how hard can this be? My hardest part was actually finding something to use as my base fairy. I just couldn't seem to find anything I liked till I found this cute little image of a handmade stuffed doll. So I cut that out. I added a couple of extra pieces behind to represent wings. And then I added a little skirt. These scraps were in my swap. And so I just tore them up to make like a little skirt. And I used this was a little bit of tinsel. When they were putting up the Christmas decos at work, they were using this beautiful rose gold coloured tinsel. There was a chunk that must have somehow broken off. Now, I brought that home and I've used it in something else. I've forgotten what it was. Oh, one of my Christmassy things, that's right. And then I thought, oh, look, it's Christmas time. I think she needs some nice rose gold hints on her dress. And then I put some eyelash trim up here in blue to give her a bit of blue hair, and then cut out some little jewels that I had from a magazine and gave her like a little crown. And then I just popped this little beautiful dragonfly that was just white. I just used one of my Versa Fine stamps, that's the rose gold one, and stamped it all around to sort of make that match. And that's my recycled fairy. Then vintage meets modern. I went with a I had this black and white card stock. That was one of the pages. So I went, right, let's go black and white. I got this new stamp the other day, stencil the other day. I think I bought it off, I don't know. Where did I get it from? I haven't even had it that long. That's so sad. But I absolutely love the different types of script, the postage symbol. I went, I've got to buy that. So I'm glad I did. So what I did, I put it down the middle here. So we sort of had some vintage style writing and then something that's more modern. And I just used some texture paste there. Then journaling card. I found this one white and gold, which looks very modern. Put a Tim Holtz boy on it. He just sort of fitted perfectly. And then just down on the pocket here, I had this craft and white cardstock, and then I put a little, again, I did the same thing, a bit of old-fashioned stamping, some more modern style words. This was in one of the swap pieces, an old-fashioned clock, and then a modern little currently tab on that. So I thought that was a pretty good blend of the two. Then we came to this one, this friendship bracelet one. Oh, I didn't have an old bracelet to work with. I didn't have time to go to a shop or an op shop and find one that I could use. So I grabbed this. This isn't actually an ad for some sort of rug or something. And I've used that to represent, you know, those friendship bracelets that you weave, that a lot of kids, we used to do them and a lot of them still do it. I've just sewn on a variety of charms. And I did find this journaling card, which does match perfectly. Life is better with true friends. But I don't like this. I'm not at all impressed with what I did here. it was a case of, oh, I don't know what to do. And this is when I almost gave up. I almost went, you know what? Let's forget Defemembra. It's just not working for me this year. I'm just going to call it quits. And then I actually just put it away for a few days, quite a few days, over a week. And then I came back and went, Nick, you've only got 3 more to go. Why not do it? But my problem was when we go to the next one, this Forgotten Snacks, honestly, I had no idea what to do. Then I was gifted a Terry's Chocolate Orange. It would have to be a couple of decades since I have eaten Terry's Chocolate Orange. Please don't ask me why. They are one of the most delightful things, and I enjoyed every single piece of it. And I went, hallelujah, you are going to save this production. So this is the original wrapper that the Terry's Chocolate Orange comes in. Unfortunately, the box got wet, so it was a bit yuck, so I had to let the box go, but I managed to save this. I just glued that down onto some cardstock. I managed to save the sticker that sealed this. I then cut out 3, they're meant to be orange or lemon slices, but the actual slices of a Terry's Chocolate Orange have a little imprint, make it look like little orange pieces. So I made a few of those. And then I just created a little tuck spot here, and coffee goes so well with chocolate that I just put this little coffee themed, that can be a journaling card. So yes, this was causing me great stress, but thankfully I found a good solution. Oh, please, and then we get to this one. Okay, so by now I'm behind. I'm doing this like over the last couple of days. I had watched a couple of other people's spaghetti box window. They'd come up with all these jazzy things. Do you think I could come up with a single thing? Yeah, nah. So I went and did the most basic thing one could ever do. Gotta move this out of the way for a while. This was one of the freebies that Louisa Heinzel made, which I had printed out postcard size, thinking I want to use it as a page. But of course I forgot that I had done that, and it had managed to get to the end of my journal. I went, oh my gosh, how am I going to use this gorgeous postcard? I really want to use this. So you know what I did? I went as basic as I possibly could. This is made from a Barilla pasta box. If you look really closely, you can see the blue and the color of the pasta and the little red logo. It is hiding under there. I sanded the top off it because I wanted to make this look like old wood, and then I just covered it in vintage photo to make it look like the window of a little shack by the beach. Cute little seagull coming in to say hi with his pipe. I did add a little curtain, a pussycat sitting at the window, not looking overly impressed, probably because she wants to go out fishing. There's a sneaky little blueberry mojito sitting in the window too. And then I just added this, I had this die cut of an oar, of timber one, a little shell, a little beach sign. Then I cut this out of the pasta box as well, and I put a little bit of vintage photo over that just to get rid of the bright white, and stuck it on this little, this is another piece of the box that I put some vintage photo on so it wasn't too bright, with a little arrow. And I stuck that down and went, oh Nick, well that was really clever of you, wasn't it? It was so thick I couldn't get my hole punch over it. So I thought, oh Nick, honestly, sometimes, sweetie. Anyway, we've solved the problem by finding a piece of timber look cardstock, which I've stuck on so I can add my holes to pop it in my journal. And of course, we do have a little seagull who's sort of floating on by. So after much stress and much torment, I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. It couldn't be any more basic than if you tried, but it is the prompt, and I actually think it turned out quite cute. And guess what? We are at the very end. And of course, no surprise here, we have the mermaid back. Me and my crush. So I love the ocean, love swimming, and I adore coffee. Coffee is my definite crush in life. Never lets me down. Absolutely adore it. So I had this Starbucks, that's a Starbucks sleeve. I cut the back off it and just popped it down there. There's some coffee themed paper. Another sheet had all these little coffee bits, so I just cut out the little squares and rectangles and just glued them down. We even have a few sequins because I truly love sequins. And Miss Mermaid did have some coral in her hand, but of course we had to change that to a big coffee cup. So there we go. That is my final piece. That is Defemorember done. I know I won't be playing next year because I will be heading overseas to Europe in mid-December. So there is no way I think I'll be able to do this. And honestly, this year, like, I'm glad I finished it. I was going to give myself permission to not finish it, but I did, and I'm glad I did because some of these pieces are really quite cute and I'm happy with how they turned out. But that was hard work. Let me know was I the only one that found this like hard work? If you played along for Defemorember this year and you thought it was a bit tough going, please let me know and make me feel a bit better. Not that I'm, just the odd one out that didn't fall madly in love with Effie, because the vibe I was going for was sort of a bit darker and stuff. And anyway, whatever. I'm glad it's done and I did enjoy most of it. So if you have any questions, pop them down in the comments box and I will happily answer them. So until next time, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye for now.